Last time on Dice Funk.
The dragon that used to sit in this chair might still be around, because that seems like a much bigger problem.
In fact, gods that die, their physical bodies are put into the astral plane, which is the space between spaces, between the inner and outer planes. There's not really anything there, except for the bodies of dead gods and the Githyanki.
You know, I'm supposed to be retired.
Retired?
Yep. Supposed to be, I don't know, on a beach. Little umbrellas, something like that.
Eating me won't solve anything!
We don't know until we try.
And Lancelot transforms.
Oh, is he hot?
Blake's a dead man.
Somebody fix our man.
Are you unconscious?
Oh, yeah.
I love at the start of this arc, Cordelia was giving Nifyx shit, being like, "Oh, you've never killed anyone. You're going to be a liability on this mission." And Blake's just dying left, right, and center.
That's my friend. You're gonna pay for this.
Conduit of Instinct. Advantage on insight checks and dexterity saving throws. There seems to be an even greater power deep within King. Just radiating waves of energy almost... He regains all of his hit points.
And as the last feather or last wing falls to the ground, King's going to stand triumphant over the Megatron's corpse and say,
The name's King Badass.
See, this is the kind of energy you get during a Downtime episode. Hey, it's one of those this week.
What's that?
It's that bit in between arcs where we have finished one bit of the story and not yet started the next exciting narrative thread, in which we do short little adventures by ourselves that are not, the big arc that we do as a group.
We don't have to live in fear of what Austin will do to us.
Say what you will. Like, last season, I had a Downtime arc where I accidentally, did crimes with a narc, so, he might screw us over.
So before we actually start the proper Downtime scenes where we explore what you do when you're not murdering people and we talk about your level ups, everyone's level 10 now, let's actually check in with your boss, because not everyone has got a chance to interact with Kato at this point. So let me set the scene a little bit. Last we left the adventure, you killed the Megatron, and the Valkyrie Anastasia helped you escape heaven before you were lynched by angry angels. You go back to the neutral plane of the Outlands. Now, the Outlands are pretty boring. We don't really need to spend much time thinking about them. The important thing is that in the center of the Outlands, there is a great infinite spire. We've talked about the spire before. It's infinite, and yet at the top...
how many angels could fit on it, though, Austin?
Conrad made the same joke last episode.
Oh,
Well, Chris doesn't listen.
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, it's a callback if you do it like that, Chris. It's not retreading old ground.
Then it's a callback to when the person you said who just did it.
Oh my god, he doesn't even listen.
And that's what you call commitment to the bit, because Chris is demonstrating that he's not actually listening to anything anyone says.
But is it a bit or is it just Chris at this point?
That's just extreme memory loss from sentence to sentence. My God.
I've had a stress headache in the back of my head, but I've started to realize it may not be a stress headache because it doesn't go away ever, and no Advil will help, so I might just be on the precipice of having a stroke right now. I'm not certain at this point.
Oh no.
Well, let's all go to patreon.com/weekly manga recap and do medical fundraising for Chris, because in America, that's how it happens.
Please, my Chris, he's very sick.
This is very sick. So at the top of the spire, there's a ring, and on this ring there is a city, the city of Sigil. It's the most important city in all of existence, the most diverse, the most interesting, probably. There are angels, demons, slotty, modron, humans, elves, dwarves, every species living together. I kind of think of it as like the New York of Dungeons and Dragons, because you can get anything, find anyone, and really get up to some shit. Its nickname is the City of Doors, because there are portals to everywhere else in the multiverse here. It's a very interesting place. If you want to picture it in your mind, it's very gothic. The art for Planescape is unmistakable.
Well, I mean, do you mean like gothic or Hot Topic gothic?
Good question. The artist who did the stuff for Planescape, his name is Tony DiTerlizzi, which I probably ruined. I actually know him best for illustrating a bunch of Magic cards, but I bet the audience probably knows him as the person who created the Spiderwick Chronicles, which is a book series and film series, I believe. I don't have any experience with them, but that's what he's most famous for. But he's the artist behind Planescape. And if you look up his art, which all the books feature, I would almost call it Tim Burton-esque.
So a little bit of both.
A little bit of Hot Topic in there, but yeah, very gothic, this city. It's a metropolitan city where you can find anything and anyone, and in this hustle and bustle, there's a building. This building is Purgatory, which this season is named after. Purgatory used to be its own plane, but has since been demoted essentially to a demi-plane. This happens right now. Niflheim from Norse mythology is part of Hades, for example. Things shift around. The multiverse is fickle. But this building has 8 floors, and the first floor is a trading floor, like the New York Stock Exchange. There's demons and slotty and devils and Yugoloths all running around with papers, yelling at people who have magical recording equipment, and they're buying and selling souls, and you can walk in there, and it's just a madhouse. And then there are stairs going up this building, and there are 7 stories above this. And can you guess what those floors are labeled?
Is it the different sins?
Yeah, lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, envy, and pride.
Are we going to fight the 7 heavenly virtues at some point?
Well, okay, you just want to spoil the whole campaign, Chris? Or I mean, you actually do know that because I mentioned that to you off screen, that you're cheating. You're screen
Did
peeking.
I don't remember this.
You know Chris doesn't remember
There's
anything.
literally a manga read called 7 Deadly Sins, and the joke we keep making is like, well, they fought all the sins, now they have to fight. No, they actually do fight the heavenly... No, they don't. Never mind. But they should fight the heavenly virtues.
Did you forget something in the middle of your own sentence?
Yeah, I did. It's a real trip, man.
So do you guys want to guess where Kato works?
Greed.
But
Greed.
greed. I'm
Greed.
here for the troll now.
Lust? Is it like a sexy office?
Does it look like a love motel?
Okay.
Is it Sloth? He's a lazy pencil pusher. I'm just trying to think of ones that other people haven't said.
I just assume it's Pride because he's the boss.
Kato is the conduit of wrath, and that's the floor he works on. Not everyone here who works in the soul economy necessarily has the conduit to the sin of the souls they oversee, but it's fairly common. If you're the world's fastest person, you probably go into track. You know, if you're the tallest, you might go into basketball. So it gives you a leg up in the industry, as it were. So Kato works in wrath, and you make your way up the stairs to his floor, and there's a door with his name on it. And when you open it, you walk onto a twilight beach, which we discussed in the first episode. The beach stretches on for all eternity. The water is made of fallen stars, and there is a desk he is sitting at doing paperwork, and there is a long kind of therapist's couch, which you all woke up on when you were recruited. And Kato is a skeleton in a hood. His skull is a jackal.
We killed the Megatron.
We killed the raisin.
I found the new girlfriend.
Sometimes it'd be like that. Now, I trust everything went well. I see you do not have any trophies.
I got a finger.
And King's gonna pull out the finger of the Slotty.
Actually, King, you go into your bag and you pull out a slod hand to about the wrist.
No.
And it's wiggling slightly.
Oh, that's not good.
Huh. I thought I got a finger before.
You did get a finger.
Oh, then this isn't the finger I'm looking for then.
I'm gonna toss it over my shoulder and go back into my bag.
Where you see, you just throw the slod's hand on the beach and just go searching through your bag for a finger that's not there?
Yeah, exactly.
I love you, King.
Yes, I have many platinum from Stupid Chair, and I totally picked up the Megatron's wings, and I did not forget about that because I am not played by a stupid human. Played? What does that mean? Nobody knows.
Yeah, it was a decent fight. Couldn't use magic. That's always a fun debuff to work around, but we got it sorted. How's everything with you?
Everything's going swimmingly. With the gates of heaven open once again, the flow of souls will be restored, and the economy should even out somewhat. I trust there will be a new Megatron. I said Megatron now. Chris has infected my brain with a deadly worm. The new Megatron will set things back into their proper place, and we can all move on with our lives. A mission accomplished, Furies. Thank you very much.
Who's the new Megatron? And do we have to kill them?
I really hope not. No, the Megatron is not an inherently assassinatable person. That is not the normal way of things. The last one just had a different idea of how to run things that was not compatible with every other plane. So, should be smooth sailing from here on out.
Alright, Cordelia's gonna pick up the slot hand.
Yeah, it starts trying to crawl away from you.
Would I roll to chase the hand?
Just make me
I can fly and it's a hand, so I mean.
I know, just make a dexterity check for flavor.
Bam! I botched.
You sure did.
I botched! I can't catch it.
Yeah, so Cordelia, you float after the hand and it starts scrabbling away from you on the sand, and nobody lifts a finger to help. They just watch you go, and it beats you to the sea and slips into the water.
I was going to pick that up, but it escaped. What, do you know how finger turned into hand? Please explain. Do you know what's happening?
No, that is highly unusual. Did you catch that slod's name?
No, I couldn't talk to slots.
Something like a...
That is incredibly distressing. Perhaps you can ask Lynette to look around and see what she can find out on a slod whose limbs regenerate.
King's gonna raise his hand.
Sir Badass, what is that you acquire?
Who's Lynette?
Lynette works reconnaissance for me. She scours the multiverse looking for targets for all of you. She is the person who gets the intel and brings it to me.
Oh.
Also, she's my girlfriend.
Oh.
We're gals being pals.
No, she's not someone to kill.
Oh.
Okay, King's like hand lowers again.
How are we doing on the ticking off people that have been killed, people we've got left to kill front? How's that going at the moment?
Please, more bodies for me.
The great work never ends, Nifyx.
Yeah, but like, are we scraping the bottom of the barrel? Or have we got like cool stuff still coming up? Like, where we're at the moment?
I will know more as soon as Lynette gets back from her latest mission. Are you impatient to get back out into the field? I would think you'd want to nurse your wounds.
Oh, please.
Well, you know, maybe Tom McFrank's Bob, you know, normal human, just a guy. I want to get doing stuff. Don't care what it is. I want to be doing something.
So do you have Lancelot with you?
Yeah, Lancelot is totally with me.
I feel like that you've just recruited him as your permanent companion at this point.
Oh yeah, no, the two of us are going everywhere together now. We are best friends forever.
He's your son now.
My tiny son.
I think at this point he like pops his head out of your like rucksack or whatever, and he's like, "It's me." And Cato's like, "My apologies. I did not mean to be rude. Let me introduce myself. I am Cato, conduit of wrath." And you know, Lancelot introduces himself. Lancelot, conduit of the lost. And they talk a little bit, and he's like, the Aethar. Can't say I agree with them, but freedom of speech and Sigil being what it is.
Hey, all I know is I made a real cool friend. Sometimes they're my tiny friend, sometimes I'm their tiny friend, and that works for me.
Agree to disagree, I suppose. Coming from a lineage which can trace itself directly back to Anubis, I have a little latent fondness for our overlords back in ye olden times, but I understand not everybody sees it that way.
Killing gods is challenging. The point made.
I would like to do more murder.
Okay, so if nobody else has anything to say to Cato at this time, you guys can go about your downtime, so we get back to murdering. That's really what you're here for.
Murder season.
Here for the corpses.
All right, who wants to talk about their level up first?
I'll do it. I'm confident. I'm raring to go. I have energy today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so leveling up, I get a bunch of cool stuff. So my bardic inspiration increases, so if I ever remember to use that, I get to roll a d10 instead of d8 now. I get to double my proficiency on two things, so I'm doubling my proficiency on insight and survival.
Fucking bards.
Yeah, I know, right? I get this cool thing called Magical Secrets where I get to learn any two spells from any class. So I'm like, I feel like I need to pick some shit up that'll, like, help out for future. I've got Counterspell and Destructive Wave, which is like a 5th level damage spell that I'm super excited about.
It's an AoE, but you still get to pick the targets, which seems unfair. But, in earlier editions of D&D, Bard was a thing you had to unlock. You couldn't just choose to be a Bard.
Yeah, but, you can now just choose to be a Bard, and I like playing Bards. I've resisted playing a Bard since Season 3, and I'm playing a Bard again.
Yeah, there's a reason.
I also have, I have a new cantrip. I have True Strike. I get 2 5th level spell slots, which is useful for that aforementioned Destructive Wave. I get some bonus HP, and I have Healing Word now. I like being a bard.
They're incredibly good. So, what do you want to do on your downtime, Nifyx the gnome? And I suppose your good friend Lancelot will be with you the rest of the way.
This downtime scene is going to be Lancelot and Nifyx starting to try and solve the mystery of Nifyx's death.
CSI. Elephant.
Yeah!
So, I guess the question is, where do you start trying to solve your own death? And Nifyx died at a gaming tournament, so I'm thinking go back to the scene of the crime.
This is a great opportunity to talk about Bitopia, the best named plane in all of D&D.
Oh, I'm just making it canon right here and right now. Nifyx is bi, because I don't think that I can have a character that's from Bitopia and not have them be bi. So that's a thing.
Yeah. So you chose to play a gnome before I told you that gnomes were from an entire plane of existence named after bi people.
It was just a happy coincidence I stumbled into.
So there's a plane for every alignment, right? There's a neutral evil plane, Hades. There's a lawful good plane, Mount Celestia. There's a lawful evil plane, Hell. So every plane has an alignment. Easy enough. It's really simple and I think elegant. Where it gets complicated is there's also a plane between each alignment. So lawful good, Mount Celestia, easy to remember. Neutral good, Elysium, easy to remember. But between them is Bitopia. Bitopia is Gnome World. I don't know any other way to say it. Like every other one.
It's the world for gnomes who are happy and content and are really just like, yeah, everything's fine. I'm just a gnome. Yay.
Every other plane is like taken from mythology and it has like a diverse kind of idea of stuff going around. It's like, here's Norse mythology and all of its aspects. Here's Greek mythology and all of its aspects. Bitopia is just Gnome World. It's very peculiar in the way that they have it in the game. And I think it's also like the only plane that doesn't have its own Wikipedia page.
Well, what is there to say about it? It's Gnome World. Everyone is content. What more do they need? They're gnomes. They're in Gnome World. Great.
The only thing that really gives it its own flavor besides the gnominess is why it's actually called Bitopia. The two is not, unfortunately, sexual. It refers to the two surfaces of the world. So say you're a gnome and you're going about your business, you're watering your garden, and you look up, you will see gnomes on the ceiling. From your perspective, from their perspective, they're also in their garden watering their petunias. But from your perspective, they look like they're on the ceiling of the world, upside down. And these two surfaces that like mirror each other can be easily traversed. You can just like run up a hill and jump, and you'll hit the line between the two where gravity reverses.
It's like those Mario Galaxy levels where there's two like circles kind of near each other, and you can just jump between them.
Yeah, I was thinking VVVVV.
Oh yeah, that too. That works too.
I don't know if people remember that indie game, but yeah, it's exactly like that. So Bitopia is the Gnome World. It's neutral. It's between neutral good and lawful good. I'm trying not to use many of these in between planes because it makes things more complicated. But it's good. It's a nice, pleasant place to be, and it bored Nifyx shitless.
Yeah, no. Conduit of Challenge, Nifyx, did not get on well with the world where everyone's just like, do, gonna go and do my farming and walk to the shop. Everything's great. I'm a gnome. Like, that's not Nifyx's speed.
So you go back to Bitopia with Lancelot to try to solve your own murder, and like you said, the first place to check would be the gaming tournament where you drop dead on stream. Where you really want to start is the convention center where this gaming event was held. I'm thinking of the LA Convention Center because I went to E3 and that's just what's in my brain, but you can picture whatever video game tournament you would like. But you go there at night, one assumes?
Yeah, that seems wise.
And so you and Lancelot roll up on the convention center, and I think it's going to be like kind of like a mini heist to do a little bit of investigation here, because no one in Bitopia will recognize your authority to do an investigation in the convention center.
No, but I'm like, yeah, can I find any clues either in the center? Can I find, like, some footage of the stream that I can look over and, like, frame by frame analyze? Like, what can I find to get me started on this heist?
So you walk up to the convention center at night and you see there is a guard outside of a door that you could slip into. Of course, like everyone in Bitopia, or almost everyone, he is a gnome.
Yeah.
In his little security guard gnome uniform, little hat, little nightstick, just on his little gnome phone, probably checking the gnome sports scores, the gnome sports. What do you want to do to get past this guy? Lancelot's like hidden in your backpack, and he's here for you, but it's your operation, Chief.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna go the stealthy route. I'm not gonna try and avoid being seen in the first place. I'm gonna try and sweet talk my way through the through the gates. So Nifyx is just gonna walk up very confidently and calmly and go, "Hi, I hope you can help me. I'm really sorry about this, but I left a really valuable computer in there in here earlier, and I really need to pick it up. Otherwise, my bosses are just going to kill me."
All right, roll deception to start this off.
Deception. That's. I have a decent one of those.
Oh, for fucking bards!
I botched 7.
Oh yeah, I'm so happy.
Oh no! Here we go.
First 2 rolls of the session are botches. You get a lot of interesting stuff going on. So you walk up to the security guard and you say you left a computer in there, and he says, Yeah, I've heard that one a million times. Let me guess, you want to go through my pockets for the money you lost too? Get out of here, you little urchin.
Okay. Okay, new plan. But back away, go, sort of. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you. I'll let you get on with your evening. Steps behind, let's say, just like a trash can or something, just out of sight. Polymorph time.
All right, if that's how you want to do this.
I am going to polymorph myself into just a cat. Something nice and simple. Something not too obvious that no one's going to pay too much attention to, and I'm going to hope I can just quietly walk past.
Okay, I'm picturing, Metal Gear Solid 5 when you're on the horse and you have to, like, slide onto its side to hide from guards. Like, Lancelot is, like, half right. Like, too bad there's not a little saddle he could put on you to ride your cat form. But he has to, like, cling onto your side to not be noticed. I guess stealth.
20. That's with my cat stats.
Yeah, not a crit, but a 20. So you can slip into a window. You're not going to be able to get past this security guard. As a cat, he's just standing in front of the door. He can see a cat. But there's other ways into this convention center if you want.
Yeah, I'll go in through like a window or something small enough to just be inside the building.
All right, Nifyx, you shift into a cat, you sneak through a window, and you're inside the convention center. Now you find the security room where there is footage you can look through, but you have to get through a locked door. How do you want to do that?
Okay, I transform back into a gnome, and I use heat metal to heat the lock, so that I can just sort of get that door weakened.
Yeah, you could just melt the knob right off.
Yeah.
And just stroll in. No rolls or anything. You have heat metal. That's cool. And this place isn't highly defended. It's not a fortress or a bank or anything. You stroll into the security office, and there's computers here, and you're an elite gamer. You can pull up the footage from the day you were killed and start combing through it.
I know how to use a basic computer system. Yeah, elite gamer skills.
So this is going to take a couple hours here because you're coming through the entire event. While this is going on, is there anything you want to talk to to Lancelot about in the background, because this is like a montage scene in like the show, right, where you're clicking, you're clacking, and it's showing the footage, but meanwhile you're having this conversation to pass the time.
Yeah. So, tell me about yourself. What do you do when you're not, in service of murdering all the gods and whatnot?
Well, I don't murder any gods. The Aethar aren't only about killing them. We just don't think...
I know. I'm pulling your leg.
My leggies are so small. Do not pull.
I know. I just pull them gently. It's okay.
We just don't think they should be in charge. They're not my dad.
I know. They're not your dad at all. Who do they think they are?
I don't know. Some of them got lucky and just were made gods, and some of them like did evil rituals and stuff. Bad dudes.
Yeah, that's there. But what do you do when you're not going, "Hey, stop telling me what to do, Dad"?
I mean, my day job is being
Cute.
no. I mean, I work in the Aethar. My day job, I guess, hobbies. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm kind of married to the job.
Okay. I've got a proposal for you. We're gonna play some video games while we wait.
Is this going to be an arc about you teaching Lancelot the magic of video games?
Yes, that is exactly what I am hoping to do. I am challenging Lancelot to some video games.
Okay, so this is a conduit of challenge just for funsies because
Yeah.
it recharges. What are the stakes?
The stakes are, if I win, Lancelot has to just go and have a day doing some hobbies.
Okay, and
To have some hobby time. That is Lancelot's gonna take some hobby time for themselves if I win. What does Lancelot want if they win?
so the boring answer is Lancelot wants more people to join the Aethar.
If Lancelot can beat me in some video games, having not been a big video game person, unlikely. I will give them a week of my time to go and basically Mormon knock on the doors trying to recruit people.
Okay, so what video game are you going to play? Do you bring 2 Game Boys and a link cable?
Yeah. Let's go with the Pokemon equivalent.
No legendaries. I don't play with legendaries. That's weak shit. So I think the best role would be spellcasting attacks with advantage for you because you're a gamer. You have gamer proficiency, which isn't a real thing. I made it up. Actually, gaming set proficiency is. But...
I'm putting it on my sheet that I have gamer proficiency.
Okay.
You can't take this away from me, Austin.
So do a spell attack plus proficiency with advantage, because Nifyx is the best of the best.
Okay.
You were literally recruited because you're like the Michael Jordan of game magic.
Okay. So spell attack bonus plus proficiency.
With advantage, yeah.
With advantage.
And I'm gonna roll Lancelot spell attack minus proficiency.
Okay.
Disadvantage. So let's see if he can beat you. He has a team of all Beedrill.
So 26.
11. The Beedrill are slaughtered.
Hey, well you did better than average. Like you did pretty well. Like you got the fundamentals. You see what you're doing. That is really good for a start.
I just like their little wings. I feel like they should get bonus points for the little wings.
Hey, I like their little wings too. How about next time we do all cute little wing fight? How's that?
You're like, next time, how about you play some fucking actual competitive tier 1 shit, you scrub?
Oh no, Nifyx is going through tier 1 like what's got cute wings, fuck.
Yeah, Salamence? I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
I don't think this adorable puffball knows that legendaries are banned and they've got cute wings.
Mm-hmm. Were you saying something, Lauren?
No, I said what in reference to Salamence being referred to as having cute little wings. Those are badass dragon wings. They're very big.
They're cute, Chris. They're cute.
So as you guys wrap up your video games and you just stomp Lancelot flat, you notice something suspicious on the monitor. So as it's been going, this has been footage of the gaming convention, and there's people milling about, mostly gnomes. Bitopia is just wall-to-wall gnomes. Even the petitioners. This is actually pretty unique. Most planes, the petitioners are very special. They're like in heaven, they're the balls of light. In hell, they're these special devils called lemurs. in the Beastlands, they're animals. But here in Bitopia, even the petitioners are gnomes. It's just gnomes for days. And so the crowd is pretty homogenous. But you see somebody who looks kind of suspicious. And I'm going to put an icon in the roll 20.
Huh.
Now, what could possibly be suspicious about that, gentleman?
That's... I can tell you one thing, Austin. That image you've put in the roll 20 is not a gnome.
That is certainly not.
That isn't a gnome.
So there are, as I've said before, different species that represent alignments. They're called exemplars. So angels are lawful good, demons are chaotic evil, slotty are chaotic neutral. This is a modron, a creature of lawful neutral, just pure law. They're the opposite of slotties, which are pure chaos. Modron come in many different forms. They start off as little spheres, and they get to be like little pyramids, and then little cubes, and they get more and more complex as far as shapes go, literally geometrically, right? So if it has like 4 sides, it's a little lower ranked than something with 6 sides, with something 8 sides, etc. But as they get up higher and higher in rank, they stop being simple geometric shapes and become more humanoid. This Modron almost looks like a PS2 character model. It has so many polygons that it is beginning to look more like a biological creature, but it is still a mechanical creature, a Modron. It has a very long central tube body, just a tall tube with a bad PS2 face, and then it has 2 long arms that reach down to the floor, very spindly.
I'm trying to think how to describe this image you've put in here, and I'm picturing like, take a millipede and like stand it like vertically.
And take all of its legs.
Give it stick insects for arms, and then just stick like a human man's polygon face on the top.
Oh my god.
It's weird.
It almost does have like stick insect arms, but this is a kind of Modron called a Secundus.
I don't like it.
It's the second most highly ranked behind Primus. Secundus means second, Primus means first.
What are you doing in Gnome World?
Also, is there like a little robot dog in that picture?
Like, you're more than like 2 foot tall. Why are you here?
Yeah, in the picture I put there is another Modron at its feet. But yeah, this is a very high-ranking, powerful Modron. And it does stick out, and it's suspicious to you.
Yeah, how did you even get through the doorways? They're itty-bitty.
So yeah, this tall tubular robot man is kind of skulking around the background, and that raises some flags. Maybe roll at this point for history?
9 with a near botch.
Yeah, not a good roll. So you don't recognize this Secundus, this Modron, but you know that Kato employs someone whose job is specifically to gather intel. So this is your first lead, and I think the next downtime scene will start with Lynette coming back saying, I found this guy, go interrogate him. And your downtime scenes to solve your own murder has now begun.
Hooray! I hope you're ready for a little fluff ball to play bad cop next time we have a downtime scene. It's gonna be great.
Very cute. As you're leaving, I assume you use another polymorph, sneak back out through the window.
Yeah.
You're walking through the parking lot. Lancelot's on your back. You're both very tiny. And he says to you, hey, Nifyx, I have a question.
What is it?
Do you turn back into a gnome as you're walking?
No, I'm a cat doing this. Cats can't talk in polymorph, but
Correct.
thematically I want to still be a cat, so...
Okay, you turn into like the cats from the Cats trailer.
No!
Okay, I am the horrifying cat monstrosity, okay.
He says, Nifyx, I noticed you ran over a bunch of those angels, and then Cordelia stabbed him up, and then King killed the Megatron. Have you ever killed anyone?
Define kill. I think I got into this discussion with someone else, but
yeah, it's a callback, as we've established.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do when you find this guy?
It depends who or what they are or what their deal was. Like I've not thought that far ahead. Right now, the challenge is I died and I don't know how. What up with that? That's the challenge right now, is finding out what happened. And, We cross the other bridges when we come to them.
And you walk on in silence, Lancelot not commenting on the potential road ahead. Who else wants to level up?
I'll level up, Austin.
Hell yeah.
So King Badass is level 10 now, and he's now level 10 fighter. And so here's the thing. Martial classes have very, very boring level ups. So I gained health, and then I also gained an ability called Tireless Spirit, which means if I have no charges of fighting spirit left, which is the thing that allows me to get advantage in all my attack rolls for a round, if I'm ever out of those, if I roll initiative, I get one. And that's it. That's all I got for my level. There's nothing else to it. Fighters are pretty simple like that.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised by how straightforward the samurai class is. I usually recommend people when they start off D&D to play like the player's handbook fighter, the very boring one. I think samurai might actually be even easier. You just kill real good.
I just hit like a lot and very frequently.
So what do you do once you're off the job, King Badass?
Well, King has to spend time with his darling daughter, Princess Lime.
The listeners would have revolted. They would have our heads on pikes.
Exactly. And King wants to, but he also wants to do some other things. So King is going to take his daughter out to the park for her to go out and play. But he's inviting Kato along because he wants to talk to Kato.
All right, so you take Lime to the park in Sigil. It's like I said, it's almost like the New York of cities in D&D. So there's all kinds of huge, sprawling parks with all kinds of activities and playgrounds. Some are rougher than others, but I imagine you could go to literally the most dangerous ward in Sigil, and no one would mess with King Badass with the flaming sword.
Yeah, it's pretty dope like that. And King is carrying her like she's on his shoulders, and he's just holding on to her legs. And he's singing a song the whole way through.
Are you gonna?
Oh, do I have to sing it?
I mean, if you just brought it up.
Princess Lime's a friend of mine. She resembles Frankenstein. For a nickel or a dime, she will kiss you anytime.
Did you write that?
It's what my dad used to sing to me when I was a kid.
Oh,
There you go. You got a tiny glimpse into the reality of my life, and now from here on, facade.
we're learning. So you have Lime up. You canonically have a fuzzy jacket, right? You have like fur on the front.
He has fur that lines his collar. Because I think of King always wearing like the robe that Orin wears in Final Fantasy, but I've seen a lot of really cool fan art that has him like wearing like a sleeveless vest and stuff like that. And I don't want to stomp on anyone's dreams. You guys go for it. So whatever it is, just the collar is lined with fur so that Lime has a soft place to rest her head when King's carrying her.
And so you're singing as you take her through the park, and she's like on your, what's it, like riding on top of you, just going like, yeah, Lime, it's me, Lime, Lime.
Lime, Lime, that's you.
Lime, Lime, that's me.
Lime, Lime, that's you.
We'll go on forever.
And it takes a while before you notice Kato standing there staring at you.
Oh, hey, Lime, I don't know if you've met this, but this is my boss at work, Kano.
It's me from Mortal Kombat, Kano.
This is my daughter. Her name's Princess Lime. She's the conduit of limes.
And I think at this, Lime literally just like thrusts her hands forward celebratorily, just like, wee, and just shoots 2 limes right into Kato's face. She just conjures limes out of thin air.
It helps now we don't have to worry as much about a food bill.
Scurvy.
Please tell me, King, you are not eating exclusively limes.
No, I gotta get my protein in. So I ate lime steak and lime bacon and lime stew with lots of beef and lime beef and
What's the opposite of scurvy? You're gonna get anti-scurvy and your entire butt's gonna fall off.
Oh, not my butt!
I don't actually know what scurvy does to a body. I'm a skeleton, as you may
If
notice.
my butt falls off, how will I poop?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I believe scurvy involves heavy bleeding. I am immune to such maladies, but you might want to watch your intake. Anyway, why have you invited me to the park on this fine day? I have many souls to buy and sell.
Oh, right. Well, hold on just one moment.
King's going to put Lime down, and he's going to be like,
So you have fun at the park, And you're always gonna be in Daddy's eyesight, remember?
No far.
Yeah. Oh, and I got a gift from you. It was from heaven. My friend who's a snake lady helped me get it.
And he's going to give her the blanket that's made of angel feathers.
She swaddles the blanket around her, made from the dead people that were killed, and just runs off. I think my mental image, she runs into the playground, sees other kids, and just immediately starts pelting them with limes to defeat them. Just like,
That's my girl.
Like a potato gun, but with
strong like daddy. Strong like daddy. Starts just knocking kids the fuck out.
children are sobbing in the park.
There's like a small tear in King's eye that he wipes away.
That's my girl.
Then
We're on that shit tonight, huh?
He's going to turn to Kato. He's going to be like,
Oh, so when we were up in heaven, we met this one lady. She was like an angel, but like she had a lot of food. I think her name was Anastasia,
Okay.
and she said that she knew you.
Ah, well, this. I see. This is quite awkward. I don't suppose she said anything about me.
She said that she didn't think that you were going to be very good for this job, but that you'd probably get us all killed.
Yeah, that sounds like her. She never really approved of me or my activities.
Well, how do you know her then?
Well, we are both psychopomps. We run in similar circles. There's a union. There are meetings. It's a entire thing.
That sounds boring.
Love to pomp. Don't you love to pomp?
I do not pomp anymore, unfortunately. Or fortunately. I gave up pomping many years ago.
No. We should try it again. It's always good to get exercise.
So you're the conduit of instinct. You have advantage on insight. So I'm going to say at this point, maybe you want to roll insight as his facial expression. Well, he's a skeleton. I don't know how that works.
He's a skull.
Yeah, roll insight and I'll figure out an excuse later.
22.
Christ. When you say you should go back to pumping, he has a noticeable darkness and unhappiness washes over him. His mood changes on a dime.
And he says, pumping ain't easy, right?
Yeah. It's true. It's not easy. But yeah, can you pick up on this? This is the conduit of instinct. The suggestion that he go back to psychopomp work, which is the ferrying of the souls of the dead to the afterlife, makes him extremely upset.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring anything up that's bad. Hey, you okay, buddy?
King's going to go to put an arm around him.
You're very affectionate. I think he lets you do it.
Oh, yeah, you're my boss.
Yeah. So you put an arm around him. He says, "It's fine, King. I know you did not mean anything by it. I've lived a long time. I have many issues. Many things in my past."
Was that acting or were you crying?
Both.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, is this a real moment of vulnerability from Kato immediately?
Yeah, so I mean, all the things you could have said to him, this could have never come up. This could have never come up in 40 episodes. But you suggesting that is immediately cuts to the heart of something.
Well, so what do you want to do?
I want to make the world a better place, and there are many ways to do that. I could volunteer my time at a soup kitchen. I could plant trees in the park, or I could kill bad people. I've chosen the latter.
Yeah, because I don't know how could you work in a soup kitchen without eating all the soup.
Yeah, he just pats you on the belly and he says, "It seems to be working out for you, all right, King."
Soup's delicious.
I believe you. I'm a milkman myself. Milk. Gotta keep them bones strong.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta be on the lookout for the porosis.
The pierogies? Where? Are they lime pierogies? Because now I've gotten a taste for them and I can't not have them.
You hear a shout from behind you as some kid gets beamed in the eye and falls off a swing set.
Keep it below the chin, baby.
Critical hit, Daddy!
Nice one.
I get advantage in all ranged attacks.
Well, it was kind kind of interesting because when we were up there was this little elephant guy, and when you suck on him, he gives you a lot of health. It's kind of interesting. Then he becomes a big elephant, and I don't know why he doesn't just stay the big elephant the whole time, because big is awesome. But he wanted us to join this one group, and then there was a disembodied voice who told us about all these other different groups, and I was like, I don't know why people want to join groups.
Well, some people like to have a place where they belong, a support structure, a purpose in life, ideology. Just because I don't agree with the Aethar doesn't mean that they don't provide an important service in Sigil. Every faction, well, almost every faction, I believe we're better off without the Mercy Killers, but besides them, every faction contributes, whether or not they're particularly tasteful.
So do you belong to any of the factions?
No, I do not.
Oh, cool. Then I won't either.
Well, you belong to the Furies. I think kind of a spiritual successor to the Mercy Killers, but more disciplined, more on message.
Well, I don't have to do anything besides kill people in the furries, right?
Correct, King. Kill people and raise your daughter. That's all that's asked of you.
Awesome. That's all I ever want in life. Well, I also want a boyfriend.
Can we have a running theme of this Downtime episode that everyone confirms they're not straightness, but strictly Downtime in some way? Because I'm enjoying this so far.
I have some bad news.
Oh,
Like, I can't do anything with
dude,
that.
McBoringsworth. Oh.
Yeah, there's nothing more boring than being straight.
Yeah.
So, do you think that you're not going to get us all killed then?
I have no intention of getting you killed. It's dangerous work, and, well, I'd be lying if I said that many a Mercy Killer did not fall in the line of duty before y'all, so it's a distinct possibility, but
Yeah, but I won't because I'm the strongest.
that stands to reason. The math checks out there, I gotta tell you. I ran the statistics, and yeah, that sounds right.
You ran them all in your head? You didn't even have to take off your shoes?
Nah, King, that's just the way I roll. All in the noggin.
Wow, you're really smart.
Chris, are you actually Lauren in disguise and you want to roll to hit on Kato?
I've infected them all.
Everyone's horny. Everyone's horny.
Hell yeah. No gods, no masters.
Let me do this. I'm not gonna roll to hit on Kato because I don't think King would.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think King would recognize Kato as his type.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to roll an insight check to genuinely get what I feel like King's impression of Kato would be. Because this is someone he's trusting his entire life to at this point.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, everything I'm doing forward, and not just his life, but the life of his child as well. Because this is how he sustains his livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do an insight check to see how fond of him and how much of a sense of his person he gets. So, 25.
So, first of all, I don't think Kato is in any headspace to be dating right now. You got some inkling that something happened with his ex-girlfriend, the one that Anastasia called a pirate. You know that something happened with Psycho Pompin back in the day. He's pretty upset about. He just seems to be someone carrying a lot of baggage. 25 is so good. I will say that it's more of a sadness. It's a sad sackness rather than a secret evil lurking. It's more like a trauma. So you don't know if he would be receptive to King under other circumstances. You just think maybe he's not in a right place to be dating anyone, regardless of species or gender at this point.
Hey, buddy. Do you want to have dinner at my place tonight with Lime and me?
Do you have any milk products, perhaps?
Yeah, we have lots of milk. I drink a lot of milk. It helps me poop.
I love King.
I don't have any response to that, so I think that's the end of the scene. He goes back with you and Lime.
There you go.
To have dinner at your house. Can you
Lime beams a kid in the face again. King high fives her, and then they go off. Well, I want to say this. I want to say King will spend time playing with Lime and like chasing her around. It's usually like the old adage that kids have way more energy than adults will. King defies that myth, and at the end of the day, even though he spent the whole day chasing her around, he's still carrying her home as she's like falling asleep in his arms.
I also like to think as you leave, they start putting up signs, which are at most parks in Sigil now, which is like, do not allow this kid in. Her face is going to be plastered everywhere. She's an Aasimar. I don't know if we said that this episode, but that's someone with celestial heritage.
Which makes the irony of giving her the blanket made of angel feathers even better.
I thought that was the genre of YouTube video where people make noises.
Yes.
She's that too.
Aasimar videos. So who else wants to level up?
Me!
I do. Okay.
Hell yeah. Hell yes, I'm Snake. My level up wasn't super exciting. I only got like 2 things, but the 2 things I got are pretty fucking dope. So I got another cantrip, and my entire cantrip thing is entirely filled now. Thank you, Warlockness. So I took Chill Touch, and it's like a spooky ghost hand, like reaches over and just baps somebody within 120 feet of me. And they take necrotic damage. And then going in hand with that, from my cool girlfriend, I get something called the Raven's Shield. So I have advantage on death saving throws, immunity to being frightened, and I am resistant to necrotic damage.
It's wild because you on T's start with some real bananas stuff. You're resistant to, you have advantage on all saves against magic, I think.
Yeah, I'm really cool.
You're very resistant to magic. You're immune to poison completely as a snake. And now you have advantage on death saving throws, something which nothing else can get. It's like a rule of the game that death is just between you and your body bleeding out, and you can't do anything about it. This is the one exception in the whole game.
Because my girlfriend's like, hey, maybe we don't kill her right away.
You're the equivalent of all of these bosses that Austin has warned us we're going to come up against this season that have all of the resistances and no weaknesses.
That's true. It's like, no, you can use magic. And I'm like, haha, Sacred Flame.
So, yeah, you start getting some really cool stuff at this level 10. Where do you want to meet Lynette for like a little date before the proper downtime? Because I know it's coming.
Do we have like a breakfast nook? Maybe like we'll make some French toast together.
Oh, so you're back at your apartment?
Yeah, we're gonna have a home date.
So your apartment is not in Sigil?
No. I'd like to think it's in the Abyss.
So the Abyss, for the audience, the plane of chaotic evil, home of demons, is one of the roughest places to be at all. What level of the Abyss are you in?
The best one?
There are 666 levels.
69, 69, 69, 69.
69. Yeah, I gotta be in level 69. I'm sorry.
Okay, so before we get to the downtime scene, tell me about level 69 of the Abyss. Each one's unique.
It looks like a love hotel.
The entire layer.
The whole thing. It's pink satin and red marabou feathers everywhere.
And so you have an apartment here in this love hotel dimension.
Hell yeah, the horny level.
And you have a little breakfast nook there. And so you're making French toast when Lynette walks in. Lynette is a Valraven. She can be just a raven. She can be a humanoid. She can be a flock of ravens. She's a shapeshifter. She's not actually the Raven Queen in any sense. No one would ever call her that in character, in game. That's just a thing you're using. Same way that King is a samurai, as far as the rules are concerned. There's a kind of warlock, which is the warlock of the Raven Queen, that you are. But we've completely reflavored it. She's just a Valraven. And she walks in her human form. Do you want to describe her for the audience again?
I feel like she's like Janelle Monáe, but sometimes a bird.
Yeah, that ideal peak physical performance.
So hot.
Fair enough. I'm trying to imagine a situation. I'm like, okay, Lauren, what's your fake girlfriend like? And you're like, I don't like her. She's ugly. Like, that's just not how you roll.
That really isn't. Also, yeah.
So she comes in. You're making French toast. She does that thing where she comes up from behind you and kind of hugs you and puts her head on your shoulder. Or you're a snake. How shouldery are snakes?
I mean, I have arms, so I feel like I have shoulders. I just don't have legs. Don't make me have a complex about my shoulders, too.
Okay, I'm just trying to get the mental image right. So she comes up behind you, she's hugging you, and she just says in your ear, "So who's Anastasia?"
Oh, she's a Valkyrie, and she seems pretty cool, and she likes to eat, so I thought maybe we could hang out.
Mm-hmm.
With you also there.
You dog.
I never claimed to be anything else.
Uh-huh. Well, she sent this, and she pulls out a package, which she has with her from, I guess, the Abyssal post office. And inside, when you open it, you find there are what's left of the Metatron's wings.
Yes, because I did not forget this. I totally intended this to happen this way. I am not dumb.
I think maybe you were a little too busy scoping out other goods. Got to keep your eye on the prize there.
Oh, well. Surprise.
You're in horny timeout.
No.
So what are you going to make with your ill-gotten gains? You got some heavenly silver, you got platinum from the angelic throne, and you have the Metatron's wings.
All right, so I'm not sure what I'm doing with the heavenly silver yet. I'm going to keep that in my back pocket. You never know when you need some heavenly silver.
That's true. That's what they say.
For the platinum, I had two ideas. One, make like some mithril type shit for Blake.
Was that you not remembering his name?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we call
This
her
is
so
worked
many
better
things.
than I ever imagined.
We keep calling him other things, and I forget which one's the real one.
It's good.
But he's very weak, so I make him armor. And I also have like a little Art Deco style, like apparently platinum sculpture of my girlfriend I made for her. It doesn't do anything. It's just like, hey baby, I made you a sculpture.
So is that her as a humanoid or her as a raven?
In between.
So once again, we're back to the Cats trailer. This is gonna air.
But like cool and not terrifying.
It's a mid-transition body horror sculpture. It's a little bit Giger.
We're very goth.
This episode's gonna age very strangely.
It really is. And then I don't even remember what I said the mechanical use was.
I do.
But thank you for having a good brain. I'm gonna use the feathers to make like a fan. And it's gonna be very big for maximum thwarp ability. Thwarp ability is the ability to thwarp, and thwarp is the sound it makes when you open a fan really fast, and it's very satisfying.
Specifically a hand fan, like the foldable
That guy.
hand fan.
Yeah.
You introduced me to thwarp ability. It's apparently a thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like a thing, but it's a thing.
Yeah, the mechanical bonus of having a hand fan made out of the Metatron's feathers is that you can use it to cast Dispel Magic.
That's dope.
Once per arc. Because he was a conduit of purity, he could remove impurities, magical abilities, and so forth. And so you can do that now. You just thwarp your fan open at something that's magical and in your way, and it will go away.
Take that, Metatron.
As far as the mithril armor, the platinum armor, really, but you're referring to specifically that shirt that Frodo wears in the Hobbit. And is it the Hobbit as well, or just Fellowship?
Yeah. In Lord of the Rings, Bilbo gives it to Frodo, so it's in both.
Okay, so you give Blake a shirt, like Under Armour, basically made of stronger metal than he wears, and so your AC is going to go up by 1, Blake.
Oh boy. Thank you very much.
You're so weak, you will get killed immediately.
I know you said you're so weak, but it sounded like you're so thick, is what you said.
I could have meant it both ways.
You are so thick. So after you have brunch with your girlfriend, you have somewhere to be.
Yes, we are going to join a club, but I reminds me to what club we joined.
Okay.
My girlfriend.
So as we said before, there are factions in Sigil, which do a bunch of they have different philosophical. Fucking my brain today. There are a bunch of factions in Sigil which have different philosophical and political ideologies and missions, basically. And Lauren and I talked off screen about which one might fit Cordelia if she wanted to join any of them, and you landed on the Society of Sensation.
Oh yeah, the horny guys.
or the sensates, as they are known for short. We talked about this, and we came to the conclusion that Lynette had been in the faction for a long time. This is something that she had recommended to you, like, oh, you should join my faction, and you were just not interested. It just wasn't your scene, but you saw that Nifyx joining the Aethar immediately gave her rewards and power and friends and stuff, and you're like, I could use that. And so you give in to your girlfriend's peer pressure, and you're going to join her faction.
I love to be in a club, yes.
So I could tell you about the canonical headquarters of the Society of Sensation, featured in probably the best mission in Planescape Torment, or you could pitch me one, where if you want just a place where you and your girlfriend hang out.
I mean, my brain went really dumb. So you know how they had those like weird like sensation parties in the Renaissance?
I think this is what this is a reference to, but go on.
Yeah, it's like everybody like blindfolds and like tickles each other with feathers. It's really weird. But I feel like that's what it would be.
In the same way that the Aethar are a kind of atheism and every faction is kind of something else, the Society of Sensation is kind of Epicureanism, which is about deriving pleasure from the world. But it's like experiencing as much stuff as possible, having the best food, the best sex. There's a stereotype about them that they're like constantly doing the wildest stuff possible to have the most extreme sensations, and some sensates take offense to that. They're like, no, we're normal people. We're just trying to experience the world. And they're like, no, you're doing crazy shit constantly. And people who do that, who act like that stereotype, are not very popular in the faction. But it happens.
Forget about characters like real life. Can I join this group?
Right?
They sound like a right laugh.
Yeah, it's just like, do you want to live life to the fullest? And it isn't about like hurting other people. So
I do love to hurt other people, but maybe we don't have to kill everybody in all of our social events.
is that a problem with you and Lynette? Do you leave a lot of social events without any survivors?
Sometimes somebody insults your girlfriend, and you have to take their eye out with a hat pin.
That's love right there. So every faction has different initiation requirements. So for the Aethar, they're pretty lax. All you had to do was take someone down who was acting like a god, a self-styled god. So by taking down the Megatron, Nifyx got in. Pretty simple. And there's something like the chaos attacks where you just have to act also random to get in, which is why they're not taken seriously. The Society of Sensation actually has one of the higher bars to clear. One of the things they do is they collect memories and sensations. You know, in Harry Potter, that thing?
You take the silver threads out of their head and put it in the bowl and put your face in and you can see the memory.
I knew one of you nerds knew what I was talking about. What is that thing called?
The pensive.
Yes. So that is almost 100%... this is a bold claim. I was going to say taken from Planescape. I don't know if J.K. Rowling is aware of it. That's kind of bold to say. But they do this exact thing where they take memories from people and save them. You can go experience them. As I said in the video game Planescape Torment, like the best mission is when you go to the Society of Sensation to look for a specific memory and you live through a bunch of other people's memories. It's really cool. But to get in, you have to submit unique memories for the rest of the faction to experience. You need either 5 memories, which represent the 5 senses, touch, taste, sight, smell, hearing, or 1 memory which contains unique aspects of all 5.
Huh.
So to get in, I need Cordelia to write me a short story on air in front of all of our listeners about a unique memory you have that involves all 5 senses. Once upon a time,
I killed somebody. I don't remember what species.
all your memories start like this, suspiciously.
His blood smelled like blood. I tasted it. That was also blood.
Why are you tasting people?
We have to make sure they taste good before I bring them home for Lynette to eat them, because she loves to eat.
Was this like a mouse person?
That is racist.
Okay, fair enough. You got me.
So I also saw the life drain from their eyes. That was pretty cool. So I smelled him die. I licked him. I saw him die. I heard him die.
I'm quietly sat here like, what would Lauren be really good at describing all 5 senses to do with? And all that went through my brain is like, just describe a time you got high.
Oh, that's so much lighter than what I do. I mangled a man.
Mangled a man.
So I mangled a man.
Okay.
He was very rich, so it was extra satisfying.
Interesting. On one hand, I kind of did expect it to be a murder-related one. I'm curious if this is sufficient, because what they want is unique memories that add to the collection of experience in life. Like, they eventually want to have a collection of every kind of experience people could have. And murder is actually relatively mundane. People have been murdering since the beginning of time. It's not that unique. It's obviously frowned upon in polite society. I'm curious.
How many people have made fans out of the Metatron's wings, though? Like, that's a memory.
That is the man I mangled. He was more of a raisin than a man, but...
So there's like a moment here that I think is actually interesting for characterization, where Cordelia is so often vain and shallow and like surface level, and she's being asked to do this favor for her girlfriend and to join this faction and to really look inside, to do some self-reflection in a way she's not used to. It's kind of uncomfortable for you.
I almost want to come back to it. Like, Cordelia's like, oh, fuck, I don't know, man.
We could definitely do one where they just reject you, and then you realize, oh, I need to do some soul searching to think about my life.
Thank you for saying those words. That's what I meant.
Yeah, and then we come back next downtime when you have, like, so you spend the next arc trying to experience something besides your usual venal existence, and then come back here again, if you want to do that.
Yes. I think that's good character building, and also it helps my brain.
I love to help the brain. So actually, the Society of Sensation turns you down for now. That's actually an interesting turn I wasn't expecting. But before we go on to Blake, do you want to experience the memory that Lynette has here?
What memory does my hot girlfriend have?
So I don't know what you're expecting, right? I feel like you're like, oh yeah, murder. You think maybe because you're so important to her that has something to do with you, or it's like some kind of formative childhood experience. There's like a lot of different expectations you might have in your head. But I think when you like go into the back room and you pay to experience some of the memories they have stored here, and Lynette shows you the one that she gave up to join this society, and you experience her memory of a time after a great flood. And this valley that she's in, she's a giant raven, just kind of walking from body to body, just like nibbling at the flesh of these bloated corpses. That's the taste, is she's eating the flesh of the fallen here. And the smell is the smell of the damp earth and the rotting bodies. And she's like walking around. You feel the soft mud between her talons, as she's a raven, obviously. And there's just like this palpable sense of desolation, like loneliness that she feels here, as she is the only living soul for miles around, and she's surrounded by so much death. And then the last element is hearing, and what she hears is a baby crying.
Whoa.
And it ends.
I see we have a baby mystery on our hands.
Not everything's a plot twist, Cordelia. Sometimes things are just life experience.
It's more fun if you think of everything as a plot twist. Consider that.
All right, Blake, level 10 wizard.
Oh boy, is Blake ever a level 10 wizard. So at level 10, I get Illusory Self, which is pretty useful for a guy who gets hit a lot. As a reaction, once per short rest, I can make a duplicate of myself that takes a hit for me.
Damn, that's some wizard shit.
That is some wizard shit for sure. Along with that, I had... Blake's adding some spells to his spell book with this level that, to supplement some places where he may have come up a little short last time around. So he's taking Fly and Fireball.
Okay.
Because when Blake feels threatened as a, straight boring guy, what does he think? I gotta get me a gun.
He got that thing on him.
Can it come out of a tiny, tiny gun?
So before we talk about your full downtime scene, Blake, we need to address the fact that you were riddled with arrows.
Yeah. I was thinking he could have really bad indigestion going forward.
Okay. Did you have a mechanical idea for that, or do you just want me at some time to say suddenly you have a bad tummy feel?
I would actually take a -1 to all Constitution saving throws going forward, just to reflect it.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Okay.
So, what does Blake do on his downtime?
Blake wants his money. Blake wants his fucking money.
Bitch better have my money. So,
Damn right.
if you haven't read Blake's character sheet, you probably don't know this detail, but while you were working for the insurance company...
Failsafe?
Failsafe is the name of this insurance company you were working for. You were squirreling away money for your retirement, and then you went and died. So that complicated things. You have that money hidden under a fake name. Do you have that in front of you?
I do. The fake name is a very boring fantasy name, Erdrick Frint.
It's exactly the kind of name when I see it on a character sheet, I like, oh, this person's going to be like this, huh? Oh, you're one of those kind of people, an Erdrick Frint kind of flair. So you need to get your money back because you just want to retire. You actually, if it was up to you, would just leave.
Yeah. But he has no security waiting for him right now because everything has sort of been stripped away. So yeah, he wants to go get his money.
So we join Blake Ferris, human man, walking around Sigil to what kind of bank? Can you paint me the picture of the kind of bank he would have left these accounts with? I imagine it's probably not the nicest one, but also not like a ratty place that'll steal from you. Somewhere boring in between, right?
Yeah, something bland, offshore, but not on a tropical place. Probably Iceland type of joint, right? Like it has to be, or the Germans. Think of those cultures when you're thinking of who Blake would bank with.
I don't. There's so much opportunity here to say something very insensitive, but I was thinking, what's the Planescape version of Germany? And I had to say Mechanus with all the little Modrons. I feel like their efficiency speaks for itself. The BMWs.
He wants his bank to be above board. He wants his bank doing shit legal. He can handle all of the moving it between the accounts. That's why he got the business degree.
For the record, the Florida equivalent in D&D is the Beastlands. Just nothing but panthers, alligators, and mosquitoes, as far as the eye can see.
I know, it's so great, other than the mosquitoes.
So, Blake Ferris, you go into this bank and you try to withdraw the funds of Erdrick Frint. I hate saying it. It's bad in my mouth. It's
gross. It's a bad fantasy name.
You really killed it. Just a stellar work, Conrad. At which point the teller says, one moment, I'll be right back, and leaves to go into the back. And you're standing here in the bank of tellers, and people around you, all eyes down, paperwork, pens scratching. And I don't know how you feel about that.
At home. At home.
White collar crime.
This feels good. This is something he's familiar with, right? Because after this heaven crap, which is really out of his element, it's good to be back at a place he understands. So, yeah, he's feeling good.
So after a moment, the teller comes back and says, can you follow me, Mr. Frint? There's been an issue with your accounts.
Some issues with my accounts? Well, now that won't do.
Well, we'll just get you sorted out if you could just follow me.
Sure. Yep, and he'll go back into the back with them.
So you are taken to a nice conference room, clean and totally above board looking, but not spectacular, not showy, flashy.
Not
just-
indulgent.
No. And you were sat there, and the person asks if you want anything to drink.
Like just flat water would be great.
I swear to God, if there are any bubbles in this, I will come back for you. They get you some water, and then after a moment, someone enters the room.
And this person is...
Well, it looks a lot like a human man, a wizard, a really boring human wizard man.
Yes. I'm Erdrick Frint. I understand there's a problem with my account.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Frint. I'm Blake Ferris.
I see. Great to meet you, Mr. Ferris. So, what's the issue with the account?
Well, if you could just want to go over these documents with me. He sits down and pulls out a manila folder and starts pulling out big bank statements. Do you just go along with this?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I gotta see where this is going.
Yeah, roll intelligence for me.
11.
All right, not particularly good. I think you know something's up, but you're not quite sure, so you play along as the person walks you step by step through the paperwork and showing how these accounts don't belong to a real person who exists. There's no person named Erdrick Frint, and that is very suspicious, and they need to fix this issue.
How very odd. Because, as you can see, I am very much a real person that is here.
You certainly seem to exist, which does conflict with our paperwork, I will agree. Do you have any idea how this could have happened?
Oh, gosh. Let me see here. I mean, I did spend a little bit of time, traveling. I mean, it could be like some sort of identity theft arrangement or it's just, sheer and utter incompetence from a banking institution that I put my faith into.
You wouldn't have happened to travel to Gehenna, would you have?
No, it's not really my scene. I'm more of a, tropical guy. I like a beach. Little umbrellas and a coconut-shaped drink.
For the record, Gehenna is one of the neutral evil planes where Failsafe, the insurance company, is headquartered.
Right.
So Blake, the neutral evil character, obviously worked for a neutral evil insurance company. The neutral evil creatures in D&D are called Yugoloths. They're the most unloved of evil creatures. Obviously, devils and demons are much more resonant with people. The chaos and law dichotomy is very appealing. Yugoloths in their neutrality, they'll fight for whatever benefits them. And at this point, I think Blake Ferris, human wizard, drops the facade and their face changes and you see...
it kind of looks like a gray, but with an elongated head more akin to, a xenomorph.
Martian Manhunter!
Yeah, oh my god, it does look a lot like Martian Manhunter.
Yeah, it does have a little John Johns thing going on there.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So this is a kind of Yugoloth called an Ultraloth. It is one of the more powerful Yugoloths. They do look like the traditional gray aliens, the long head, the pupilless eyes, the big eyes, and the kind of greenish skin, about human size and proportions. And the person's face shifts into that, polymorphs back into their natural form. And you immediately recognize this person. This was your supervisor at Failsafe. His name is Cicero, and he is the conduit of contracts.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well, I mean, it's nice to get to see you face to face, but I don't see what this has to do with the problem with my accounts.
Cicero says to you,
"Did you really think we weren't going to notice, Mr. Frint?"
I didn't really think it mattered to you what I did with my money.
Oh, no, of course, your money is a pittance to the executive board. We wouldn't miss it if it was 100 times that size, but it's all about the leverage, you see. The longer you don't have your money, the more you want your money, the more leverage we have.
That's interesting, but I have a contract with the bank.
You think there's a single shady business in the plains that we don't have our fingers in, Mr. Frint?
So what do you want?
What do you have that you could offer me that doesn't involve us forcing you back into making all that money up for us? We could just put you back out, knife in hand, trying to earn your keep again.
Yeah, or, you could sleep again, ever.
Holy shit. I wasn't expecting that.
What, you think you're the only person who could find out information? I can find you.
You are a very valuable asset, Blake Ferris.
Well, I'm valuable to someone else right now, so you might have to work that out with them or fix my contract.
Well, if you would like to see your money again, we could work something out between us. The rest of the board doesn't even have to know.
So what do you want? Because last I checked, you wanted to get to the point.
To be honest with you, I've grown weary of the board's oversight. I think I would be able to bring a lot more value to the company if I had a freer hand in how we run our day-to-day operations.
Yeah, okay. Listen, I'm the most boring guy I know, and you're putting me to sleep. What do you want?
I think, he casts some detect magic spells in here to see if you have like a wire. He's like, you're really trying to get me to say shit on tape here. Do you have any magical means of using this against him?
No, not really.
Okay. No. Once he magically detects what's going on and sees that you're really just asking, he just says,
"Fine, you can have your money back if you kill the rest of the executives at Failsafe."
So I arranged to wipe out the board for you, and you send me back my retirement fund.
How about I double it?
Okay, good, because for the sum of the money, I could probably just kill you.
You're twisting my arm. Triple.
Blake gets up, starts walking out of the conference room. He looks back and says, "What's your number?"
I'm trying to think of something he can give you that puts you in contact with him. How about your arcane focus is a coin? What if he gives you a different coin that you can mix in with your spellcasting ones, like a red coin?
Okay.
And if you need to talk to him, you can contact him on that. And yeah, he says you can retire from this life altogether. You just need to take out your old employers.
Yeah, I'll be in touch.
So as the season goes forward, I feel like Blake killing his way through his old insurance company is going to be his overarching mission. Nifyx solving her own murder. King being the best dad possible. And I guess Cordelia...
Self-reflection.
I was going to say trying to have as many happy people in your
Also that.
harem as possible.
I got 2 goals.
But with all of that put into focus, the party reconvenes at Purgatory to get their next mission.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, Blake, how you doing, buddy?
I've got fewer holes.
I made you a gift.
Oh,
I'm gonna
that's
put it on his head.
That's lovely. It's gonna, wow, you really made that fit. It's tight. I'm gonna probably want to put this on under something, but, wow, and it's just gray. How did you know?
That is the color the metal comes in?
It's my favorite color.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect. Thank you. Very kind.
I found out some tall millipede dude was just walking around a gnome convention and no one noticed him, and that's weird.
How many legs did he have?
Just 2, but they were like stick insects and as long as his body. It was creepy.
He has 0 legs, just 2 very long arms.
Arms, yeah.
Haha, take that.
Yeah, maybe I'm just, profiling and he's totally fine, but, he's real tall.
Don't
No
trust
one's that
tall people.
In Bioworld. Don't trust tall people. Team small.
It's the height. It's not that he was a robot. It was that he was tall.
Yeah, it is 100% that he was tall. Yeah, Lancelot's all right as a tall person because they understand being small. They're small sometimes, but don't trust those tall all the time people.
Austin?
I'm spiritually small. I can be big, but it's not who I am.
Exactly. Don't be trusting them tall centipede man. No.
Hey, Kato. Do you think there's a way that you could teach me how to speak to the lizard people, the slod people?
Oh, that's a good question.
Do none of you have tongues or tech
Yeah,
language?
I've got one. It's right here.
God damn it.
But I don't know if that'll help.
Holy Christ.
Yeah, Blake only ever bothered to learn Gnomish because it was required for business school. Otherwise, he would have just stuck to common.
It's fine. Now I know I can talk to Blake behind King's back if needed.
Yes.
Oh, I really need to find a room full of snakes because I can talk to all snakes instantly.
I regret to inform you, King, that if a slod spoke to you and you could not understand it, that's because it was not interested in being understood. They are creatures of chaos and can switch from one language to another without even trying sometimes. It's not a matter of going to the level, it's a matter of catching them on a good day when they choose to speak your language. Also, I believe they're telepathic. They could speak directly into your mind if they chose to.
But I wanted to talk to him so we could be friends and then we could fight each other.
That is almost certainly possible without a language course, King. I think maybe you just gotta keep at it.
Oh, all right. How'd you like dinner the other night?
Oh, it was positively milky.
Did you like that there was a small squeeze of lime in your milk?
That would curdle
See,
it.
that's how it is.
That's what curdle it.
That's real bad for your milk. Don't do that for your milk.
Yeah, listeners, everyone out there, PSA, don't do this cool thing.
I had a friend who mixed vodka and milk once. Don't mix things in
Yes,
with milk.
you can. You just drink it very quickly. Irish car bombs are
Yeah,
the best.
you cannot fuck around with that combination, but it's delightful.
For like 2 minutes.
No. If you have it 2 minutes, you're way over the line. No.
That's true.
I know someone who ordered an Irish car bomb. It came to the table. They went outside to take a call. By the time they came in, it was curdled over the top.
No.
Good times.
So once you decide what and what should not be put in milk, Cato tells you what your next mission is. He tells you that he has received reports from Lynette, whose job it is to go get intelligence, that there is going to be a crowning of a new demon lord in the abyss.
Ooh.
That's your house.
I love the abyss.
So demon lords are very much the demonic equivalent of gods. So there are gods that are evil, but back in the day, the biggest players in the evil scene, as it were archdevils and demon lords. Those are the real big hitters. In fact, they fought each other for almost all of recorded history in an event called the Blood War. It's widely believed that this war between the devils and demons was the only thing keeping them from teaming up and destroying all of the rest of reality. Because there's so many of them, they're so evil and so powerful. But instead of taking over the world, instead of killing all the good guys, they just fought each other. And there are conspiracy theories that the good guys were actually behind it and either started it or were keeping it going. And that it was just all about making sure they were too distracted to fight other people. So right now, all the gods are dead, all the archdevils are dead, all the demon lords are dead. And so the Blood War is on hiatus. They're not fighting it currently. If a new demon lord rises, it might start again. But with no archdevils to oppose them, the demons will win, and then they'll turn their sights on the rest of existence.
I refuse to have my property values go up because of all the fighting.
I thought you were going to say the gentrification. Once there's a demon lord in town, all the property is going to skyrocket.
All the coffee shops get turned into Starbucks.
Yep. So in order to keep war from breaking out on the lower planes and then from all of existence being overrun by demons, and let me say this again, longtime listeners will know, but demons are chaotic evil. Their entire ethos is rip and tear, rip and tear. They're not like devils who do
Sneaky.
complex hierarchical games of status and administration, or like Yugoloths who will fight for whoever pays them. They're famously mercenaries in the Blood War. The Yugoloths are. They'll fight for both sides or neither, or one or the other, whoever pays them more. Demons are chaos and evil.
There's nothing quite like killing in your home plane.
So what's the name of the person we're killing?
Well, Lynette tells me that this prospective demon lord, or perhaps I should say demon lady, is a demoness called Jean, the Demon Queen. She is the, let me check my notes here, the conduit of fun.
Oh, fuck.
Let's go kill fun.
I wish I could tell you that this would be a simple jaunt down to the first layer of the abyss. Unfortunately, Jean has secreted herself down into the darkest depths of the abyss, and it's going to take everything we have to even get to her doorstep, let alone slay her. What I'm trying to say is, you all need to delve 666 layers down to face the Demon Queen.
Do you have a shovel we can use?
There's an elevator, right?
Executive producer.
No, that's not how we start this.
That's how we start everything.
Live from the credit prison. It's Lauren's at my house.
Somebody should stop me.
If you want to support the show, first of all, tell Lauren to stop. She's ruining everything.
Yes.
Yes, well,
Yes, I do what I want.
clearly. Tell them about the Patreons. What's the plural? Patreon-I? Petronus. Peebus. Tell them about the Peebus.
Austin Yorsky.
No, you fucked it up already.
AustinYorsky.com.
You're going back into your cell.
No!
It's not AustinYorsky.com. You fucking Peebus. You know. Patreon.com/AustinYorsky. That's me.
That guy, yeah. Other people too.
Patreon.com/LauraKBuzz. She has books. Buy the books. She talks about them. Episode description. You can click on stuff. You know how to click.
There's links. I love a link.
Oh my god. Patreon.com/WeeklyManga Recap. That's Chris.
He's very sad. Please give him money.
And Conrad's at Of Horse. That's Patreon.com/OfHorse.
Yes.
Bojack. He's also on. He keeps calling it Movie Boys. It's Spin-Off Doctors, and it's in the Jimquisition feed. He's been on the show for a year and a half, and we've never said that.
Really?
It's not even its own feed.
We're really bad at doing the credits.
Super bad, dog. Tell them about your things.
I'm on Twitter. It's pretty cool. That's RAWRGLICIOUS, and you can buy pictures of my titties.
That's the thing you can do. Tell us about the executive producers for July 2019.
A Bozog blew my cover 6. Romantics defeat the evil mimics.
Okay, so now you're gonna scream because it's my house. When you're at your house, you fucking whisper into the mic.
Suck my dick. No. A werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand.
You're doing the whole thing now. You want me to come in here? I'm too far away from the mic. They can't hear me.
Aaron, conduit of festive anarchy. Happy Bastille Day.
Hell yeah.
Abigail Grace.
Oh, she's screaming.
Adrian White.
Aftershock. Lecherous patron of Lawrence Lascivious Ludoporium.
Thanks, homie. Aki Savalainen.
I'm not doing this. Albert West.
Aaliyah. Alex Vepra. Alice in the Purple. An otter cuddling with their otter plushie.
Andrew Birmingham. I'm just gonna step in from now and then. Nope.
Nope.
Now she's sassing me. Andrew Feget, conduit of helping Lauren dunk on Austin itself.
Andrew Groffman. Oh yeah, it's me. Andrew.
She's so high, y'all.
Andrew R. Andy Harkins. Anna, conduit of procrastination. Anthony, patron of Dora. Dora, that's my character, I should say it right.
Oh my god, she's losing it, folks.
Antonio, conduit of snacks. Antonio, please bring me the snacks. Arachnovolt, leaving the credit prison to play Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't know what that is.
It's a video game.
I assumed. Arcanist of Reliance.
You can't.
I don't know how to say that word correctly.
Rhyalea? We talked about this before. It's from Lovecraft.
But I forget things.
That's true.
Oh, there's Moose! Archibald H. Cactus Esquire, conduit of Moose. I don't remember what Moose isn't anymore.
We've lost the plot on that whole storyline.
Arjan Limite. Arjan de Koning. Ash, the Big Bean Girl. Aubrey Hunter. Austin Korgsky, conduit of Best Boy itself.
Bark!
Austin! You guys are awesome. Isaac, conduit of Gabble, Gabble, Gabble. Backwoods of Backwoods?
The backwoods.
Backwoods! Backward. I can't do it now. I'm broken.
Backwards of Conduit, Sparkle, Beef Swellington, Conduit of Meat, BJ, Conduit of Miniature Giant Space Hamsters, B-Ray Echo. Before we continue, I gotta say, I got tiny nips.
Blue 6. Bone? Is it Bone S or Bones?
I feel like if it was Bones, it would have 3 S's. With only 2, it looks like Bone S.
Bone S. Brady, conduit of successful murder. No! Finally.
You're under arrest. This is a sting operation.
I'm no narc. Brent, still every episode of Dice Funk. Goatly. Birdie Monk, private security. Used ocular pat down. It's super effective. Please do the next one.
By the way, you may slam jam my mam ham. I feel like you could have put clams in there somehow.
Clam.
By the way, you may clam slam my jam mam hams.
Callum, what is Moose? We must know. Turner. Cameron Abbas.
Well, hold on. Let's put our official guess in for the week. What is Moose this week? I'm going to say a worm.
Have I already said turtle?
I feel like you probably have. But you didn't say tortoise.
Tortoise and or bearded dragon.
Okay. Can't spell mustelata without must. That's the family the ferrets are in.
Oh, you love those guys.
I really do.
Candace, listen to Dice Funk. Starling.
Lauren actually doesn't listen to Dice Funk.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't always finish the
Uh-huh.
So, who is that noise? Carriage one, conduit on crushing on Austin in a respectful, non-horny way.
I'll let you know, I'm only horny for credits. That's it. I've never been horny in any other way.
Charlie, oh god, I forgot about all the puns in season 3. Chocolate.
The show's good.
Chris, conduit of bad decisions walling. Christ, man, conduit of dying for your horny sins.
We're gonna have to multi-kill that fool.
Christopher Charlotte.
Go Ho Blast. You need help reading there, homie?
I forgot for a second.
Corum the wheels on the Merkaba go round and round and shout, holy!
Cosminion, conduit of stardust.
Counterfeit.
C.R. Saldana, prophet of RN Jesus.
Q, I appreciate you, yes you. Cumber.
DL.
Dandy Snuff.
Daria, go right.
Damn it, Daria, you know what you have to do.
Dawning Frost.
Decibel.
Dennis Pancake Detlefson.
Devin, conduit of evolution.
Don Johnston.
Dorian, conduit of devotion.
Dr. Tao.
Dr. Goatman.
Dr. Isix.
Dragon in the server room.
Dylan and Rillin the dog. Listening on a lazy Sunday morning. Also dishes.
You got it, dog.
Okay, Dylan, conduit of bigger skeleton booty. Ebra, I'm too cuckold for this shit.
That's very good.
Einar J.
Ecorin.
Elder dog.
Elderlygoose.com. Canonically not born. That's true, I checked.
Eleanor Donantes Periton, conduit of endless crushes. Please help. Aline.
I really like how you put a lot of energy into that question mark. Holy shit.
Elizabeth Jackalope. Elusive Lily. Emma Moose is none of those things. God damn it.
Emma, you're really fucking with us now. You're really cheesing my onions.
Why is that about?
I don't know. It's just the words that came out.
Emma Murross. Indigo Vandana. Eric, conduit of insatiable horniness.
Good Christian boys and girls are only horny for credits. That's the only thing we're allowed to be horny for.
You can go, dog.
Oh no, I don't want to go, dog.
Aaron Lagadeck. Ethan Lawrence. Evan Ledoux, conduit of finally deciding to support the show after you. And then it cut off, but thank you. Extolaris. You gotta do that one.
I do? I ring Mike, conduit of holy, 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 holy. Just Google Trisagion. It's a real thing. It's a liturgical thing in Christianity. You gotta say it.
Fabian got that dank. Florian H. Francois Arsenal.
You tried.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
Francois V.
Frank Sands, listen to Continue podcast and Dice Funk.
Gabe, I named my Roomba Steve Dade Albacaris. That is smart. Grapefruit juice.
Or only in the G.
Holy shit. Chris.
Chris.
I was say Sketch.
Chris.
So mad. Chris. Graffiti. Conduit of rhetorical questions. Grimlock. Guinevere Cummings. Afthor Grundarson. First of his name. Born of fire and brimstone redeem. Harley Astor. Harrison Andrew. Harry! More boys in crop tops. I agree.
You can't just scream.
There's 4 exclamation points. I have to scream.
That's fair.
Hejon Mast. Hers pussy broke down. Yeah, big same. I'm done.
Oh no, she died. Alright, I'm subbing and get out of here. How do I make friends? Regards, conduit of social faux pas. Hunter Howland, shut up. She's here now, so if she tries to interrupt me, I can just karate chop her. Hustle Bones, Ian Morgan, Ingmar Gremmin, Ink Drop the Ooze, Inducer of Oozmosis, careful, it's contagious. Invicta here, reminding you to celebrate Soul's independence, or else. Jer. Isaac, conduit of Tux the Penguin. I've been talking like Laura and IRL, now my family's worried.
Everyone else is too.
Do you think that we're going to look back on this and be like, wow, Lauren was the corniest bitch who ever lived. She's always talking about doggos and big heckin' puppers. Or do you think it's timeless? Or we're like, no, that's just how Lauren talked.
I talked so weird, yo. I just said yo!
James Neely. Jamie, the pink-haired I almost said massacre. That's really
Oh my god!
Jamie, the pink-haired menace. Janiac, conduit of... Okay, Lauren, you read this one. I'm gonna
Conduit of a hot tabaxi mama licking my furry bits.
Janiac, just because you're Laura's fiance, do you think you can just come on here and say anything you want? Is that what you think's going on? Because there's things I won't say, and that's one of them. I found it.
Jaspel, conduit of birthdays. Happy birthday, I'm assuming? I mean, okay.
All July.
All July. Everybody, happy birthday. Jay Logan, conduit of queerness itself. Jayish Wizard, the Wizard of Jay. Jealous Goddess Pause. Cosplay. Pause-clay.
Pogplay.
No! Jenny Colby. That one's yours.
Which one is me?
It's
Just fed yay?
yeah.
Are you just gonna give you any ones with J's in them, huh? Is that what's going on? We're Americans. Sorry about our mouths.
John Kerry, not that one. John Potts. Johnny's number 3 fan.
Me and Leon are 1 and 2, obviously.
Oh, John Barnett, conduit of always trying to catch up, but never quite. Johnny Tips.
I wish I had some Johnny tips.
Joseph Tombrello, cutting that off.
To deal with my Johnny, I always want tips.
Josie, conduit of Gender Feels fanfics. Drew Man Jack. Julian Phillips, conduit of Kaizen. Just a jester. Justin, conduit of asking how will we be emotionally ruined this time.
Oh, there's a lot of small, cute things to get attached to.
Jorgen.
Sure hope nothing bad happens to him.
You get to finish.
Okay. Jorgen, Indie Monster, Winewig Ford, conduit of name butchering.
Caster UK. Kate, conduit of semi-regular regret. Kiefer Lowe. Keith Chauman.
Keith Chonkers.
That's what I thought too.
Chonkers.
The Keller Automat. Ken, conduit of finally writing this goddamn PhD dissertation. You get him, Ken. Kentoroy? Whichever.
You can tell when your brain just shuts down and she's thinking about fucking seals again.
Oh, I really love pinnipeds. Kentoroy. That's the best you're gonna get from me, homie. Kevin Dobbins. Killer Cotton Shizno. Kaneko Fan. Kitty Foe. Condiment of guessing plot points.
They really got my number this season.
Not thing. Corito Prime apologizes to everyone he Patreons except Austin.
Never apologize for me.
Christina, conduit of vegetarian Valravin. Oh, neat.
It took you a second.
Criterion, Kato is Elias from Magus Bride.
I get that reference. I actually specifically... Never mind. I was going to say I talk about this character design, but I tried to avoid the Magus Bride guy on purpose.
Crystal, who thinks season 5 was a cover-up paid for by Big Mothman TM. Kyle Badsvik. Kyle, president of the Drop Goodwood fan club. Lana.
Chop.
Is it?
Chop.
Okay, I'm gonna let you get in here.
Lana Seawolf, Lady of Bones.
Lauren's duckling. Okay, I just want to make it clear. It is my mom's duckling. I have not been in the same area as the duckling because that's 7 hours south of here because Florida's insane.
That's never stopped me from taking ownership of dogs I've never met.
That's true. If you send Austin a dog picture, he is legally the owner of your dog.
Mine.
Lauren Cates. It's Strong Independent Bozog Day, aka July the Block.
The acoustics in here are noticeably echoey when you're around.
Loki making donuts in homage of the all-powerful Moose.
I'm gonna start a moose cult soon.
Ludovico Limited. Luke Powers. Lulu Skidoo. Luther the conduit of having too many pet burbs. Luther, don't hold out on me. Joe. I do that every time. The Cult of Gorfanax. Master Rank's Devious Idea. Matt Collier. Matt Lackins would like to know how to get past the character limit. Matthew B. Hare. Matthew Schultz. Maximum Side Boob 5. Side boobs in space. Mashin. Conduit of motivation issues. Me too, bro. It's cool. Melbent. Michael Grauman. Michael Hall. Am I too loud?
I'm really scared to look at the waveforms. I can't get away from the Excel document without looking at them, and it's going to be a fucking massacre. Where were we?
I said Michael Hall, I think.
Oh, fuck. They sent us a correction on how to pronounce their name. Is it Mikael Minkler? Michael? Mitchell. Fuck. I'm not even high for the record.
How are you? You're not doing.
Mikael Minkler, conduit of LGBTQIA plus Wrath Month.
Do I hit?
Don't tell them I hit you. They're gonna know.
You fuck. Midlife stasis. Mike Dross.
It wasn't even a hit. I tagged you in for the record.
Whatever, bitch. Mika from Finland.
It's a wrestling thing.
Miles and Rose, conduits of yin and yang. Modified Matthew. Morgan Rapp. Mr. Willie Phoenix Stevens, lesbian seagull Pooh Bear Shaker. My personal favorite patron, Matt Luce.
Oh, you cracked the code.
My Valentine is postmodern art artist Cy Twombly. Namita Aneskins, conduit of natural to itself. Nathaniel Holman. Nicholas Dominic. Nicole Woodruff. Nina Person. Not S. Kearney, but Ideal Brando.
Nani?
Is that Paye Rabjerg?
As far as I know.
I like to do the, yeah.
You can do whatever you want, and legally they can't sue you.
Nice. Pangolin needs Laura to use some goddamn magic.
Was that about Leah Myra? She's doing some magic. Well, they haven't heard the best magic so far, so.
Oh, patriotism is a lark.
It really is.
Paul Mullen. Pineapple. Pixel
Pineapple.
Fool. Please call me Ashley. Yes. Just Ashley. Pocket Sundial. Preston Bowers. Pro Wrestling Mothman Jermaine Walls. Professor Husband Fizzleberg. Philosophy of Hallucination Department. I need to breathe. A shard point.
Did you lose your breath?
Yes. I can't breathe through my nose. I have a deviated septum.
Listen, reading credits is technically exercise for everyone out there.
Pruitt Holcomb. Puck. Conduit of large ambitions but poor follow-through. Don't call me out, please. Raccoon Empire does not recognize the notorious possum insurgent.
Insurgency, let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
I know what they meant, but I had to do it. Ramses the cat has run out of funky cats, unless... necromancy?
Cats are notoriously susceptible to necromancy, if you haven't seen Pet Sematary.
The new one blows. Random conduit of Would You Like a Hug? Razumi Yazura. Remsiv. Robert Chisholm. Robert Dakin. Robert E. Calf Baker. Only 2 seasons until the sex season. Oh, they're holding us to that.
Roll you wet.
Did you want to say words?
Robert Tuttle?
Yeah.
Rowlett used roundness. It's super effective. Salad Child. Sam Zdenowitz. Sean Lyons-Burke. Sean, the host of Funk Dunk Plays. Semin, conduit of harder slatty. Shane Sedgwick. Shane Ware. Check out the embalmed apple to support a new creator. She is beauty, she is grace. Kel kicks Nazis in the face. Shocking Link. Yeeter of responsibilities.
Sin Milk Tom!
Okay, Lauren's back in. She loves the sin milk.
Sir Octopus. Oh, no.
That's a new character. Sir Octopus.
My mouth is very dry, okay?
He's got 8 tentacles and 8 something else, and he's ready to go.
Conduit of chivalrous cephalomon.
See his eyes, Sir Octopus. Prepare to be pissed.
I wonder how long this episode's credits is gonna be.
4 hours.
Socialism is party cohesion plus Soviet power. Squidcap, the conduit of getting called mommy by strangers on the internet.
Oh my god. Sir Octopus is out there calling people mommy.
Starlight Glimmer did nothing wrong. That guy. Stefan Lund, also a Danish shapeshifting raven. But I'm already happily something.
Married? In a relationship?
Eating pizza? I don't know.
Pizza sounds better.
Stenar, no.
Come on.
Sometimes my mouth is bad, okay?
We're losing her, folks.
Student had conduit of consonants. They did it on purpose.
True.
Summer Yam and the Living Season. Summer Yam and the Living Season.
Are you okay?
It's just very funny. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I need to breathe more, y'all.
Just in general.
Sydney Marsing. Saritha, asexual and loving it.
Oh, it's so good not to be horny.
I got distracted by Austin talking about horny. Tales of Inquiry. That sounds like a Masterpiece Theater shit. Terra, conduit of terrible puns. The cast of Dungeons the Gathering. The murderous penguin who secretly lives in your sock drawer. Get a move on, penguin. You think I want to be here? The pigeons are on to me. They must be stopped. I need you to get the... Oh, I think they're dead. The Precursor. The Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Marietta, Georgia. Tim Lutton. Toby Gleason stack. Toshiro Kuro, conduit of never living up to my own impossible goals. Do you want to get in here, homie? I can keep going.
No, I'm workshopping the Octopus character.
Trace!
What do you think about this for a voice? It's me, Octopus. I'm here to piss.
Are you sure you're not high?
I just want to piss.
Who was Chase Marsing? I think. I'm sorry.
All he does is piss.
Transient passerby. Trevor 5, get out of here. It's my 21st birthday. Can I get a yeet? Yeah. Touche. Shy. Shay. I don't know. My brain died. Anyways, Shay. Lauren's knife voice equals maximum throbness. Thanks, homies.
Should we just address now that you're going for Hungarian? Because people are like, oh, she's doing Austin's Russian, and Austin's Russian is Ukrainian, but that's another topic.
I like to filter between French and like Italian Elon Musk, but I'm going for Hungarian.
She don't pay the taxes.
I do not pay the taxes. I so was New York. What's wrong with me? Anyways, Vigar Arnston, Victoria Melito, conduit of quietness. I did the thing. Don't. Victoria Valentine. Vinny, conduit of eating too many edibles. No, Vinny. Okay. Just a
He's gonna be really earnest about this.
pro tip. If you have access to CBD only stuff, if you get too high from edibles, the CBD will counteract that feeling. This has been school in the credits with Lauren. Okay. Violet Skittles Unicorn. Ignorant of humans' ways. She's a sailor.
That's what he said, huh? I remember how I sound now. Get the guards. I have to take her back to the credit prison.
Volcano pussy melt your Peter like ice.
Sounds like a rap lyric.
It really does. Renchi, now that introductions are done, how are you? I don't know, man.
Horny for credits.
Stop it. Zephysaurus, you know, Jade is hot. Nice one, Jade.
I'm in bed now, Jade. On the other side of the room.
Z23619. Zoltar, the Viking death metal caterpillar, conduit of retribution. Retribution, I don't know.
That guy sounds like he fucks.
It's over now.
Tell him about the fucking websites.
That's how we already did that.
Podbean, iTunes, Google Play, YouTube. Translate for me.
Google Play, I think. iTunes.
Podbean.
Did I already say YouTube? I sure did.
My dick.
His dick. What have we done?
Leave a comment on this dude.
Don't be afraid to look in the episode description because nothing we've said in today is helpful.
Don't be frightened.
Don't be frightened of our links.
That's what angels say in the Bible when they appear to people. They say, do
Like,
not be afraid.
Listen, homies, calm your tits. It's cool. We'll be okay.